Oh, yes, I'm on right now. Is it on YouTube? Let me see if it pops up on my phone. Oh, it's telling me I'm live. It say we live.
Huh. Is it on
Uh,
YouTube though?
it say, let me see view on YouTube. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Salaki, yeah.
Might have to, you know.
Okay, there. All right, Salaki. Quick.
God, we live.
All right, so I should be able to exit this out then. Without.
Yeah.
Okay, Khan. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to give all praises, double line of glorification to the Most High Yahweh. Mashiach Barak Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. It's your brother Ainah here.
Khan Scribe Abad, Shalom, Shalom. Yes, sir. Allah Shabbat, Shalom.
Right, Khan. We're gonna today's topic gonna be a quick video going into feast day etiquette. And it's gonna be double fold. And Lord willing, we could come back and do a part two, maybe even part three to this um specific topic. Dive into how we are to conduct ourselves at feast days. Right, that's a big deal because feast days is part of the as one would say, the Hebraic culture or the Hebraic heritage. You know, that's something common that our people did. They feast, you know, they gathered, they had meals and shared valuable time one with another. And when you do these things, you in no wise can just act how you so-called want to act. All right. So we're gonna go to the definition of etiquette right here. It says what is etiquette? The customary code of polite behavior in society or among members of a particular profession or group. So when it comes to feast day etiquette, you want to make sure you're behaving yourself in the proper fashion at a feast. Okay, you want to have polite behavior. All right, a few synonyms. You have good manners. So you want to have good manners at a feast. You want to have acceptable behavior at a feast. All right, good manners, polite behavior. Right, you want to follow protocol. Right, so you gotta have a feast day protocol. It says what the official procedure or system of rules governing affairs of state or diplomatic occasions. And the feast is a big deal because it's the Lord's feast. So yes, it's a big occasion. It's a big deal. It's the rules of conduct. All right, the customs, the etiquette, the etiquette. All right. So we all ought to know how to conduct ourselves, you know, at feast, you know, at the gatherings, because these are the Lord's feast days that we gather together to hold. All right, you got precept king.
Khan. Let's get First Samuel chapter 18 and verse number 14. And it reads, And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and the Lord was with him. So David behaved himself wisely, even during, set feast days. He wasn't just a Negro at feast days that got drunk and did whatever the hell he wanted to do. Instead, he was wisely in his ways. He had etiquette. He followed the protocol of these certain feast days. And that's likewise with us. Likewise with us. We have to behave ourselves wisely in all manner of ways. Wherever we at through the spirit, you know? You got it, Cam.
I'm gonna grab one real quick through the spirit. I believe what I want is let me see. I believe I want Proverbs 14, I believe, or it might be in Proverbs 10. Quick precept came to my mind now that you mentioned King David. Let me see if this is what I want. Let me see. Could be it might be in 10 to find that thing. But it goes along the line of behaving yourself wisely in the presence of a king, and you don't want to do things that would bring shame upon you.
Cam.
All right, that's what I want. Proverbs, yeah, there it is, 14:35. It's cool. So this is the book of Proverbs. Can you still see the screen, King?
Cam.
All right, this Proverbs 14 and 35. It says, what the king's favor is toward a wise servant, but his wrath is against him that causeth shame. So when we at these feast days, we'll put it in a more ancient world sense. Let's say the king call a feast. All right. The king, hey, look, all of Israel gathered together, we finna turn up and do our thing for the Lord, man. Right. So when you at a feast and you in the presence of the king, you're gonna have favor if you behaving yourself wisely, if you've been a wise servant. All right, while you at the feast, you want to behave yourself wisely. You don't want to be in front of the king and you dang take the king cup of yan yan out his hand and you sip it and put your mouth on the king's cup. You say, yeah, all praises. That's madness. All right. So you want to behave yourself wisely so you can have that favor in the sight of the king. It says what? But his wrath is against him that causeth shame. So you don't want to be at the feast day acting belligerent. All right, acting unruly and unmannerable, because that's going to cause a shameful thing in the sight of the king. You don't want the king's wrath upon you. That's just not what you want. All right, but that's all I had on that one, king.
We have to know how we must know how to conduct ourselves because we are being bid into a marriage. If we're not conducting ourselves in a right manner in front of Yahweh Shai, he's gonna kick us out. He's gonna banish us. He's gonna remove us from that banquet, from that feast. We're not gonna be partakers and sipping that wine with him. So we have to know how to conduct ourselves within these last days on a spiritual level and on a literal level. Going into these certain feast days.
Kind of. That's right. So to let me back up what the brother said, I want to get Proverbs 25 and 28. Having that rule over your spirit. All right. You want to have rule over your spirit, because like the brother said, you acting unruly, then you get kicked out of the Lord's feast. All right. Now we talking about this on a literal level. You actually want to have feast etiquette in real life, on a carnal level. But when you read Matthew 22, like the brother about gonna dive into, we have a marriage that we've been bid into. So you have a marriage feast. All right. Not a new moon, but this is a marriage feast. And we been bid into it. And we want to have our spirits right as we come to Yahweh's feast. It says what? This Proverbs 25 and 28. It says, he that have no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls. So you don't want to be that person that has no rule over their spirit and don't know how to act at the feast. Because like the brother said, essentially you'll get kicked out. They do that at the what is that? At the club. They got bouncers.
Yeah, yeah.
They got bouncers at the club. Let somebody want to act like a Negro in the club. They're gonna you're gonna have two big people grab you by your arm, the other one grab you by your arm. You're gonna be dangling your feet in the air like this.
Mm-hmm.
While you still drunk, act retarded, and they're gonna throw you out the club. They thrust you out.
Yeah.
All right. I know Jake's seen that on movies before. They kind of throw them out. They don't just sit them outside the club. They throw them out the club, man.
They throw him right next to the trash.
Yeah, the movies they throw him in the dumpster and his head be in the dumpster and he pop up like this and trash fly everywhere.
Yeah.
All right. And he kind of say, "You moron, skip you guys," and they don't even respond. They just go back and get on duty and stand like this in front of the club because you ruining the feast. You ruining the party, man. All right. So if you don't have no rule over your spirit when it's the new moon or maybe a Pentecost or Feast of Tabs, Purim, destruction of Nicanor Day of Sign, whatever feast that we may be holding. If you don't have no rule over your spirit, then essentially the bodyguards are gonna put you out the party, man. And that's on a double fold level with Yahweh Shah since we bid into the marriage.
That's right.
You got it, Key.
Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Classic. Let's get 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse number 40. And it reads, let all things be done decently and in order. So we must be in order during these set feast days. If you're out of order, you're bound to get kicked out. Just like the brother was going into on a carnal level, you have these bouncers and certain men set up to kind of throw you out that party, throw you out that feast, because you're not conducting yourself in the right manner. You move in contrary to what was established. to what the master of the feast or whoever threw the host, whoever threw that party, you moving contrary to how he wanted that thing to be ran. And the Lord, Yahweh Bashmi Yahushua, and he has this thing in order. He know what type of standard we have to, go by. What standard we must move in these certain feast days. And likewise with the feast that's coming up with the Lord, us being bid into the marriage. So we must be behaving ourselves decently and in order, or we will be kicked out. You're not going to be a partaker within that feast. Hey, it's a bad thing when you get kicked out that feast. You know,
It's
you're
embarrassing.
not around your friends no more. You're kind of a loner. You go home. You watching all manner of folly. You're not around like-minded individuals being righteous. Instead, you're drunk and damn demons attacking you. You know. Let's get one more. Ephesians chapter 5.
What you call King?
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15.
Uh,
Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. It's like it. Actually, let's go to the book of Esther, chapter 2, and verse 15. It's like it.
Vashti.
Let's go to Esther chapter 2, and let's start at verse number. Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse. Let's start at verse 16 for context. And it reads, so Esther was taken into King Artaxerxes into his house royal in the 10th month, which is in a month Tebeth, in the 7th year of his reign. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. Then the king made a great feast unto all his princes and his servants, and even Esther's feast. And he made a release to the provinces and gave gifts according to the state of the king. So this is planned, on a carnal level. This king is throwing a great feast. He bid in certain men to the marriage. To the feast. Reading on verse 19. And when the virgins were gathered together the second time, then Mordecai sat in the king's gate. So you had certain men that was involved within this feast that conducted themselves in the right manner. Mordecai, he wasn't just being a damn. He wasn't on demon time. At this feast. Esther, she wasn't on demon time. She wasn't acting like these modern women, sexy red. She wasn't dancing on top of the chariot, with her friends. She wasn't making TikToks and doing all manner of folly. She was behaving herself wisely during this feast. Because during a time like this, the king, he'd get rid of you real quick. He already got rid of Vashti, right?
Yeah.
Because she said she was moving in an off spirit. She didn't want to present herself before him. So it's easy to be replaced in this thing. It's like you're reading on. Point.
No, you got it, King. I'll let you finish.
Okay. It says Esther had, it's like a verse number 20. Esther had not yet showed her kindred nor her people as Mordecai had charged her, for Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she was brought up with him. So they behaved themselves wisely in front of these heathen. This is a heathen feast. So they was even conducting themselves in the right manner during that time. How much more when we're at the Most High's feast, when we're celebrating Pentecost, when we're celebrating Passover, New Moon, we must make sure we're conducting ourselves in the right manner. You got it, Ken.
Kind and quick point too. Wanna let me back off the how you can get thrust out of the party. Some people are not allowed to get in the party to even begin with, because with a party or a feast, sometimes you have a guest list. And if you like they say in the word, if you don't have a wristband, then you kind of not getting in, right? Let's get Revelation 21:12, the classic. Because you gonna have, it's like the kingdom of heaven, you gonna have angels, right? Standing outside guarding this thing. And if you ain't meant to get in, well, you ain't gonna get in. All right. This Revelation 21 and 12. It says, and had a wall great and high, and had 12 gates, and at the gates 12 angels, and names written thereon, which are the names of the 12 tribes of the children of Israel. So I mean, you can't just, you got these 12 mighty angels at each gate. You're not just walking in. If you don't have a wristband, if you know you ain't the elect, if your name ain't written in the book of life, you can't just come up in this feast. All right, you can't come to the function. All right, because it's bodyguards out there that'll pick you up by the locks of your hair and throw you. All right.
God,
So hey, listen, this thing is serious, man. Hey, some people look, you might make it in, but if you act a fool, then you'll get put out.
God,
Some people they ain't gonna get in to begin with. All right, like the Lord said in the parable in Matthew 22, it say many is called, few is chosen. All right, in that same parable, we see a man, he made it in the feast. But he said, wait, where's your garment, man? Where's your wedding garment? Oh, they said, I thrust him out of here. All right, so this thing get heavy.
God,
And like I say, some people don't get in to begin with. You may even get called, but that don't mean you're gonna get in. You gotta get in.
God. Quick point on that. A lot of people ain't called because they don't have a good name. They haven't put in a brick enough because a lot of times people get called to this wedding or a feast is because they have a reputation. A lot of men and women, they don't have a reputation. They're not doing nothing to kind of put their brick in with the Most High. They're not doing like things that's favorable in the Most High's eyes. So a lot of times, hey, brothers got to examine themselves because if you're not putting in that if you're not using the talents the Most High gave you, then he's not going to need you in this feast. Your name is not going to be on that list of VIP or that list at all. You know, you got it.
Quick point two. I want to show the definition of unruly real quick. Real quick, this definition of unruly. See, these type of people, they don't make it to the party. They already know to be avoided. Definition of unruly, it says what? Disorderly and disruptive and not amendable to discipline or control. So these type of people, they got to be avoided. All right. These type of people not gonna make it into the feast. People that just act disorderly and disruptive. Why would somebody invite you to their party and you already got a bad name for causing ruckus at the party, for getting drunk, throwing up on people, getting drunk and leaning on everybody with your alcoholic breath in their face saying, I love you, cuz. You know I love you, cuz. I die for you, cuz. Unc always love you. Don't nobody want all that, man.
At all.
All right, you burping in the back of brother's ears. All right, you take a sip of the TPC, then you bleh, right in somebody's ear. Brother, you can't get invited, brother. It's gonna have a bad name, man. And you want to have a good name. That's more precious than gold. Okay. So when you act unruly and you grow a certain reputation for yourself, that's not gonna look good when it comes to making an invitation list for the guests that could be accepted into this feast, man. It says what? And disruptive and not amenable to discipline and control, meaning you don't yield to discipline and control. All right. What's some synonyms? Rowdy and wild, disobedient, unmanageable. All right. The unmanageable person is not going to get invited to the feast, man. All right. And if you do get invited, but then it come out that you is unmanageable, then you won't be invited to the next one. All right.
God, they call those people wild cards.
Wild card. You don't know what this person
Unpredictable.
at the feast.
Yeah, it's just unpredictable. They doing all manner of folly. Damn, swinging from the chandelier. You know, damn, damn, doing all manner of folly. They're just unpredictable. Wild card. Nobody want a wild card at their feast.
Not at
And
all.
then they taking all the food to their house. Going the hell off. You know, you can't have these type of unruly people. At the feast. Let's get a quick precept. Let's get Titus chapter 1 verse 10. So book of Titus chapter 1 and verse 10. Hey, Yahweh Shai, he's not gonna have no unruly wild cards at his feast. It's not happening. So this is the time to get right through the spirit. This is Titus chapter 1 and verse 10. For there are many unruly and vain talkers, deceivers, especially they of the circumcision. And we have to avoid to be in this type of spirit. We can't be the vain talk. You just at the feast, damn, spewing all type of folly. You know, talking about damn, who's the best basketball player, Michael Jordan or LeBron James for the whole night. You know, that's off. Enjoy the feast. You got it, King.
Kind and in the same chapter, you go down to verse 12. It talk about how men is dang beast, man,
See that?
because they acting like animals. All right, just acting like dang on animals, man. All right, let me I want to scroll down. I want to get that right here. It says what Titus 1 and 12. One of themselves, even a prophet of their own, said the creatures are always liars, evil beasts,
See that?
slow days, man. All right. Nobody want to invite these type of people at the party, man. Lying. All right. Brother get drunk and just start lying. All right, yeah. I got 3 million at the crib. I don't even know why I'm here. I could throw my own feast. All right, brother. All right. You drunk a little bit too much yan, brother. Yeah, I got a Bugatti outside right now. Let's turn up in my Bugatti. Brother, it's a 1999 Toyota out there and the engine leaking, brother. About evil beast. Brother, take a shot and start beating on his chest. Brother, start beating on his chest. Turn into a damn baboon, man. All right? Just being a beast. Being a damn animal. Brother get on top of the table and start barking. And then foam coming out his mouth like he a pit bull.
Acting like a madman.
Acting like a madman. He look outside his head and say, look at the moon. And then he say, everybody now look at me. And he
That's all.
this is all. So you gotta have feast etiquette, man. You don't want to act wild and unruly at feast. And all this is really double fold because it's all symbolic for your spirit. You don't want to be acting out through the spirit and then you lose your position or your spot at the marriage of Yahweh, you know. And then let me is one more I think I want to get. Slovakia. Bear with me. Okay, yeah, that's what I want. In First Corinthians. Get this real quick. One more on that. And then we can drop to the next thing. This First Corinthians 15 and 32. It says, what? If after the manner of men I have fought with beasts at Ephesus, what advantage of it me if the dead rise not? Let us eat and drink, for tomorrow we die. So Paul said he was fighting with damn beast at Ephesus, man. Unruly men with no control, right? And no rule over their spirit. Type of men Paul had to deal with. And these are the type of men that, they just ruin the party, man. All right. They ruin the new moon. All right. They ruin the Pentecost, right? Ruining things, just being beast like behavior. All right, that's off. So no, you definitely don't want to be turning up, acting out of your dang on mind at the feast days, man. This feast etiquette, and it's double fold though because we can't, our spirit can't be jammed up like this because then we won't get the kingdom if we've been unruly and we can't conduct ourselves. Right now, let's we'll segue into the next part of this. Right, going into yan. So we know part of a feast, you gotta have the yan. Gotta have yan part of the feast, man. A feast ain't a feast without the yan. But it's rules and regulations on how to conduct yourself, even when you have wine in your system, right? So let's go to Sirach 31. Let's get this. You want to have etiquette when you got your cup.
God.
Don't start drinking. I got some drink in my cup, and all in front of a brother face, man, with that mean alcoholic breath, and say, "I got this drink in my cup." I try to exit the ad. I don't know what the heck that was. All right, this is Sirach 31. And I'm going to start at verse 27, the classic. It says what? So you got yan yan at a feast, and there's nothing wrong with that. All right, let's dive into it. It says wine is as good as life to a man if it be drunken moderately. So when it comes to feast etiquette, you want to make sure you drinking in moderation. All right. A brother is no excuse. A brother should know his tolerance levels. The only pass, speaking as a man, I'll probably give is if a brother never drunk yan yan ever in his life, and then he came into the truth, and now he has his first sip. All right, we Mike could get that brother Pat. He don't know what's going on. All right, make it take a little easy on him and just encourage him not to start losing his mind. All right. Other than that, brothers should know where they levels at, man. All right, brothers should know. If you know two sips get you out of your body, what brother, you need to relax. All right, we got to get you some juicy juice, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with that.
at all.
You don't gotta show your valiantness at the wine. Like the scripture say, you don't go, yeah, I'm the top drinker. I can drink 5 cups and won't nothing happen to me. I don't even feel it. All right, it's not a retarded showboat contest, man. It's not that deep.
Yeah, you saying other brothers drinking on apple juice, because you'll drink the strongest. That's madness.
You hold your bottle in the air like this.
You hold your bottle up in there. It's 99% alcohol in there. You hold your bottle up like this, saying y'all got apple juice. That's nothing. That's madness.
Call everybody else apple drinkers. Y'all the baby drinks, man.
Yeah.
All right. So it say what? I'm reading it again. Wine is as good as life to a man if it be drunken moderately. What life is then to a man that is without wine? For it was made to make men glad. Right. So we know yan, you got to drink in moderation. All right. The Lord said, what's life without a man? What's life to a man without the yan, man? It was made to make men glad. And that's a beautiful thing because you want to, when it's time to feast, of course, you want to be in gladness. You want to be in mirth. You want to righteously turn up. It's a feast of the Lord. Okay. You want to be joyful for the Lord giving the increase, whether that's on a carnal level with your crops or on a spiritual level with the spirit. It's many reasons to be joyful. These feast days is beautiful, man. And it's spiritual. It's spiritual behind each feast day. All right. So wine is a mighty thing, man. It says what, verse 28? Wine measurably drunk and in season bringeth gladness of the heart and cheerfulness of the mind. So you got to drink it measurably, because when you get drunk, okay, that's not the cheerfulness of the mind. No, that's not a cheerful thing. You wake up hangover, damn migraine, or you so drunk while you at the feast, you start to lean on brother and say, my head spinning,
and throw up,
and then you throw up. That's not the cheerfulness of mind. No, when you literally drink yan measurably, you get you a good feel and you enjoy the feast and righteousness and mirth and cheerfulness with brothers, and you still sober. Okay, you're not just out of your mind. You could drive home and you fully aware of all your surroundings and what's going on. You just get you a little zen, you do a little bop, with the brothers, and then you eat, you go home for the night, and you still in your right mind. All right.
As well too, you don't want to even be because it says in Sirach 9, sitting at the wine with another man's wife. You kind of get off the yan, and now you next to your brother's rib. Going the hell off.
It's mad.
You friendly, and not you cracking the most jokes because you think you the funniest, or you think you a magician, which is off. You think you got the cards and you should pick a card. You're telling all the ribs to pick a card at the feast. That's off. Saying, yeah, you got it's you the lucky one. That's off. We're not dealing with luck, and we're not dealing with you being a damn magician off the yan at the feast days, beguiling and deceiving all the ribs. Pulling the damn quarter behind their ear. You grabbing a quarter from out all their ears like this. That's off. You can't be moving in that spirit. So no sitting at the one. Let's actually get that. Let's get that in the book of Sirach, chapter 9.
I'll pull it up right now.
Sirach, chapter 9, and verse number 9. It says, sit not at all with another man's wife, nor sit down with her in thy arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine. lest thine heart incline to her, and so through thy desire thou fall into destruction. And you will fall into destruction doing that. You know, you will literally fall into destruction because with that wine, it's gonna bring spirits if you drink too much. They even call certain liquors and things of that nature spirits.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a spirit behind that, and one thing lead to another. You know, so no doing that. All right, stay around your brothers. If you got a rib, you can dance with her, do whatever you got to do. Do your thing, but no doing magic tricks in front of brothers' ribs. You got it, King.
Yeah, that's madness all around the board. That's totally off, and it's a zero tolerance for such behavior. But that's why, like the scripture say, you got to drink wine measurably. All right, you got to drink it. It's a drink it in season. All right, every day is not the day to drink yan, brother. All right, now brothers may not want to hear that. Brother may say, brother, you can't tell me when and when not to drink. Look, brother, it's a season and a time for everything, brother. All right, you get drunk every day, brother. You can't perceive that's a demon. It's a demon, brother. It's a time and a place for everything. Ecclesiastes 3rd chapter, man. All right, so like the brother said, you don't want to be drinking a yan, you know, at the feast day, and you start having an outer body experience. All right, you
Yeah.
start, you start losing control of yourself, and like you say, you with another man's wife. All right, you gotta be the funny guy at the party. You keep trying to get another brother rib to laugh at you. All right, then you keep making eye contact. All right, that's all off, and all because what, you didn't drink measurably or drink in moderation. All right, brother, you gotta drive home. You figure you gotta drive home? Brother say, "Shut up, Ak, my ribs gonna drive." All right, brother. If you say so, brother. What if she got drunk too? Now what?
See that?
Now what? Nobody can be the designated driver. All right. So, brother, no, you got to be circumspect. All right, let me keep. I'm finish this thing out. It says what? Verse 29. But wine drunken with excess maketh bitterness of the mind, with broiling and quarreling. So look, listen, I mean, look, the scriptures is telling you playing upon tables. When it comes to yan, man, if it's drunken with excess, it's gonna make your mind bitter, and that could be so many folds. A brother get drunk, start pouring his heart out. Here we all feasting, we all in mirth. It's the new moon, and then a brother come with a hour worth of sadness, just letting all the bitterness of his mind out at the feast day. I mean, now we your brothers. Brothers gonna comfort. If it's that deep, it's that deep. Brothers got your back. But that's not what the new moons is about. That's not what the feast days is about. All right, brother, just let all the bitterness of his mind come out. The party over with now. Nobody's turn anymore. We have to begin a mourning process. All right. The feast is for the feast. Now, brother may not want to hear that. Oh, you mean? Then brother start coming up with all these questions. So if a brother this, you wouldn't this, and if a brother this, you wouldn't this and that. Brother, keep it in context, brother. All right. The feast days is for mirth, gladness, and happiness, and that's what ought to be brought to the feast. But brother get drunk. Now all his problems come to his mind mid-feast. Then he walk over to the speaker and cut it off. And then he grab the mic and say, everybody listen what I have to say. And then his tears start rolling down his eyes. You got the yawn in his system.
Yeah.
All right, he tell everybody, shut up. He grabbed the mic and tell everybody, shut up. All right. This a me moment. Brother. But this happens when you do not drink moderately. And then it says what? With brawling and quarreling. And we look at that word quarreling, it means to start stuff with people, start a fight, start problems. All right. So the last thing we need a brother doing is getting drunk because he don't have no feast day etiquette. All right. And he started brawling with brothers. You did get on my nerves last week on the line. I don't like how you read for me, Ike. You brought it out sloppy. I've been waiting to get this off my chest. Brother start doing this, smoting upon his chest. And then he push you and say, fight now. All right. Or a brother keep poking you at the feast day. You walk up and poking you. Physically, just poking you. You ain't gonna do nothing. Poke. You ain't gonna do nothing. And he poke you again. He quarrel. He trying to start something with you, man. He keep picking up your cup and making a mistake and sipping it. Oh, my bad. I thought this was mine. Brother, my cup got my name on it, brother. All right. This is not your name, brother. You know it. All right. And then he slammed the cup down. He said, what you gonna do about it? Because he got the yarn in him. And it might not always just be yarn. If you're a strong drink, you have all these alcoholic beverages, Douce, all right, Crown Royal, vodka. If you're an old timer, no offense, Grey Goose. All right. They got this saying in the world. They say, Douce, make me do whatever you say. All right. So you kind of full off the Douce and Satan whispering in your mind at the feast.
Yeah, it's like it's another saying that, in the world they say as well. They brothers get the Hennessy. They start thinking anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. It's madness.
Brother get drunk.
I got a precept after you too.
Brother get drunk and say I can lift this whole house up.
See that?
All right, because I can do anything. All right, it's madness. I'm finishing out. It says what? Verse 30, drunkenness increaseth the rage of a fool till he offend. It diminisheth strength and maketh wounds. All right. So, I mean, this is playing upon tables when it comes to the yarn, man. Brothers know this. All right. But, it happens sometimes. So we definitely want to make sure we drinking moderately at a feast. Because remember, this is feast etiquette. It's double fold. First, of course, touching on a carnal level, then touching on a spiritual level. Because that's what feast etiquette is about. It's how you conduct yourself at a feast, man. But you got it, King.
Now, let's go to Proverbs chapter 23 and verse number 29. Kind of let me back off of that.
This is the book of Proverbs. I'll read it for you, King.
Kind of Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 29.
This is the book of Proverbs chapter 23 and verse 29. It says, what? Who have woe? Who have sorrow? Who have contentions? Who have babbling? Who have wounds without cause? Who have redness of eyes?
And the answer to this is somebody who's, off that drink, They have sorrow, kind of speaking their mind, and their mind is just gone. Thinking about all the sorrowful things of this world. And they have contention. They're getting riled up and they want to argue with somebody. They have babbling. They're just talking too much, talking the brother ear off. They have wounds without cause because they didn't damn fell down the stairs and all hell broke loose because they had too much yan. And they have redness of eyes because that comes with, drinking. Read.
It says, verse 30, they that tarry long at the wine, they that go to seek mixed wine.
They kind of mixing all the wine. They mixing the TP, they mixing the Hennessy, the Crown Royal, and they just, twirling it. Read.
Yep. Reading on, it says, what? Look not thou upon the wine when it is red, when it giveth his color in the cup.
See that?
When it moveth itself aright.
And that's one of these right here. When you kind of moving the cup around.
Yeah.
You got Jake kind of just there. They getting hypnotized by the damn drink in the cup, swirling around the cup. And the Lord, he said, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't look upon the wine when it's red.
Brother, it is potent right here.
Yeah, it's potent. This is that. This is. I'm trying to think of a name. They'll probably call it.
It's that drink right here.
It's that drink. It's the ultimate drink.
It's the ultimate.
It's nothing past this. That's off. Read
it on verse 32. It says, what? At the last, it biteth like a serpent and stingeth like an adder.
Because the effect of drinking, it's like a domino effect. It's a snowball effect. Once you keep doing it, it leads to more problems. And then you don't know what. People wake up, they don't know what they did the previous night. Read.
It says what? Verse 33. Thy eyes shall behold strange women, and thy heart shall utter perverse things.
See that? You're going to be in front of a strange woman's face. You're going to be uttering perverse things because you're off the yan, off mixed drink. And now you got married the night previously, and you don't even remember it in the morning. Going the hell off. Read.
It says, "What? Yea, thou shalt be as he that lieth down in the midst of the sea, or as he that lieth upon the top of a mast."
And what this is, eloquently explaining is when somebody is in a boat or a ship rather, and they're at the top of it and the waves kind of, going to and fro. That's the perspective of a drunk man. They're kind of just shaking with the wind, shaking with the waves of the sea, kind of unbalanced. They stumbling. Hey, they got videos on YouTube demonstrating that. They kind of walking. They're walking, but the damn, they're walking. They're not balanced, right? They kind of leaning when they walking. Going the hell off, right? See a little bit on there. A little
Is
bit.
what? They have stricken me, shalt thou say, and I was not sick. They have beaten me, and I felt it not.
That
When shall I awake? I will seek it yet again.
he said he was seeking again. He don't even care what happened that previous night. He just got beat by he just got beat up by every single brother because he done because he done swung on every single brother. And the brother, and he's gonna seek it again. He don't even care about that feeling. He woke up feeling sore, jaw hurting, and he want to seek it again. That's off. Hey, so wine, it can lead you to do to some strange things.
Yeah, yeah. Brother kind of don't remember what happened. He said, "Look, I felt it not."
See
All
that?
right, and that be the problem with drunk people when they get drunk and they want to fight. They don't feel nothing.
At all. And two, so like yeah, that's why a lot of people that get into car accidents and they be drunk. They a lot of times they survive it because a lot of times people when they do get into car accident, they body tense up. But when you're drunk, you don't feel none of that. Like you're loose. A lot of people, a lot of drunk drivers really survive. You hear about those cases all the time when it was a drunk driver, he got into a car accident, he killed somebody, but he survived unscathed. But you got it, King.
Con. And quick precept just on the behavior of a drunkard. Just to let me back real quick. Let me get Job 12 in the last verse. This Job 12 in the last verse. It says, "What? They grope in the dark without light, and he maketh them to stagger like a drunken man."
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, that's what's in the drunken man's mind. Like he said with the last second to last verse, I believe, and what you just brought in Proverbs, is like being on the sea and the waves just whooshing, you just going over here and going over there. That's how it is for a drunk man. That's why they stagger, because they're unstable. Like a boat that's going up against the roaring sea, it's essentially unstable. The waves is gonna toss you where it want to toss you. You can't
Mm-hmm.
control the waves. So that's how it is with a drunken man. They mind is leaning to the left, it's leaning to the right. It's unstable. It's like going up and down, up and down. They feel woozy. All right, it's feel like they're on a ship at sea, man, and they
Mm-hmm.
staggering everywhere. Right? They grope too. They grope in the dark like they can't see, because when they staggering, they trying to grab onto something. All right. Every time somebody drunk, they leaning this way. They say, "Hold me up, help me out," and they grabbing on this.
Yeah.
They grab and they mind not all the way there. So it's as if they grabbing in darkness and can't see, and they just need something to hold on to help them balance. And when you get to that point, brother, you should know it's bad. All right, like brother say, you kind of fall down the stairs, man. All right, because you know yourself. The scriptures say, know your own selves.
Yeah.
All right, you got to know yourself. You know if you feel that little zing, you know if that's enough or not. You know, you a little tipsy. You know if that's enough, brother. You got a call to remember. It's like, oh, last time I got a little bit past tipsy, it was bad. All right, and you gotta relax, and there's no more after that. All right, I want to get one more real quick too, because this what our forefather Toby said. Let's get this in Toby real quick. Fourth chapter, four and what I want to scroll down right here. Toby 4:15. It says, "What? Do that to no man which thou hatest. Drink not wine to make thee drunken, neither let drunkenness go with thee in thy journey." And like the brother said, you will mess around and you got married, brother, and you don't even know it. All you do is wake up and say, I didn't feel anything. Well, I bet you didn't, brother, because you was in the middle of the party, standing on top of the table at the new moon with 99.9% alcohol, saying, "I'm the champion of the, I'm the champion." That's you just kept saying, "I'm the champion." All right, you just raising it in the air like this. And you going in circles on the middle of the table. All right, you just kept saying, "Look, I'm the champion." You kept saying, "I'm him. I'm Henny." That was you say. You had the Hennessy saying, "I'm Henny." All right, all y'all drinking uh juicy juice, and I'm drinking the top notch. All right. You say, and now you earn yourself the nickname 99. Now brothers call you 99 now. Because all you do is come around with 99.9 and you crap on everybody else that got anything less than that. All right. And now look, you're Mr. Henny. You're Henny. You ain't him, you Henny. So the Lord said straight up and down, don't drink wine to make you drunk, because it never ends with. All right. And he said, don't let drunkenness go with you in thy journey. So I said, brother, you might have to drive home, brother. How you gonna let drunkenness go with you on your journey? Brother, you have to drive home. You live 20 minutes away from the get together. Brother, that's a pretty fair drive to be drunk.
Yeah.
And then Jake say, no, shut up, brother. That's why I gotta help me.
See that?
All right. Brother, ain't you the leader, brother? Ain't you the head of the house, brother? All right. So what? Okay, let's say she can drive and she's sober. Okay, that's fine. Anything can happen. You drunk out your dang mind. What if she got to? What if she stop at the red light and people start acting stupid?
What if her tire need to be changed? What if y'all catch a flat? You
Yeah,
know?
what if she catch a flat and she says, "I don't want the tire. The air is out the tire." What do you mean? What is the air?
See that?
Come on, I don't want. This is a serious moment. Shut up, woman. I don't want. We have a flat. We're in the middle of the road. Only thing flat is me.
See
Yeah,
that?
your mind flat, brother. You right, brother.
Yeah.
Your mind is flat.
Yeah.
All right. And then you kind of get out the car and you tell her sit in the car and you do this. You say da 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 da, and you say I got this. Like this a damn cartoon.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you about to say, King?
No, you got it. You got it.
Yeah. And then you pull this mysterious cape out of the back seat and you put it on and say I got this. And then you grab the jack and you start jacking up the engine. Instead of under the rail of the side of the damn car, you jacking up the engine. And she kind of say, babe, what's that? I got this. All right. Are you sure? I got this. Keep jacking the jack. Then the engine sticking out the damn hood. And now y'all ain't moving nowhere.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't been moving nowhere now because the engine just disconnected. All right. And not because of the yaya. And the scripture say, don't go about your journey drunk. And the brother just say, I got my red with me. Matter of fact, I got two.
See that?
And the brother do this. He say, I got two. They'll get me home. All right. And neither one of them know how to change the tire. All right. Then you got the women out there trying to get the damn tire together. And you just in the passenger seat like this, snoring, knock the hell out, drunk. And then somebody else pull up and see the two women and now another man helping you women out.
That's off.
All right. And he say, I got this, ladies. And he got a deep voice with a big beard.
Yeah, that's off.
He said, I got this, ladies. You all relax. And then they say, oh, what a man.
Hey, all hell breaking loose at that moment.
You know? Real man. Now you can get on Eve and say, well, you're wrong. Why would you say that? Well, you don't remember what happened because you was drunk.
See that?
And then he picked you up like a baby in swaddling clothes and told her sit in the passenger seat and he laid you down in the back. All right. Because you're a drunk, brother. All right. Let's keep diving into it. All right. Now, I want to get this too. Okay. Let's go to Sirach. Let's go back to Sirach 31. All right. So yeah, no being a drunkard in the midst of the feast. Con. Let's get Sirach 31. And we're gonna start at we're going straight to the point. All right, this book is Sirach chapter 31. Yeah, we can start at 16. It says, eat as it becometh a man those things which are set before thee, and devour not, lest thou be offended. So yeah, you do eat, the plate's getting served. the food getting served, wherever the case may be. You eat what's set before you. That's cool. But it says, and devour not, lest thou be hated. So you gotta have etiquette when you eating. When you get your plate set before you, okay, yes, it's good to eat all that's on your plate, thumbs up. But it say don't devour. Don't be at the dinner table eating like a caveman. All right. You get two cheddar biscuits and you grab both like this, you just and put them in your mouth. And then you take a sip of your and you just burp like a roaring lion in front of everybody. You can't be devouring at the dinner table, man. All right. You kind of get the drumstick and you do like they do in the cartoon. You put the whole thing in your mouth and you put a bone up. All right. It's all bone come out. And you chewing like and food flaking all over here and stuff on your beard. You don't want to be devouring at the dinner table. People gonna hate you. All right. They gonna like, bro, this brother tripping. What's wrong with the ock? All right. And then when you read this in the GNT, it tell you not to smack. It say don't smack in something else. Let me see if I can get that. Let me see if I can get that real quick. Let me see if I can get this real quick. You grab precept if you want to, King, while I try to grab it.
All right. Bring this up.
I'm gonna put it up.
Because even on a spiritual level as well, diving into that point, you don't want to be just devouring all types of meat. You want to make sure your spiritual diet is consistent. It's at a steady pace. You don't want to just force feed yourself with spiritual things because you ain't got time to process everything. So it's even a balance with that on a spiritual level as well. You put it up.
Con, I got it.
Con, you got it.
I'm about to bring it back right now. All right, see that? Can you see it, King?
It's loading. There you go.
Okay, Con. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 31 and verse 16 in the GNT. It says, what? When you get your food, eat it like a human being. Don't smack and slurp. Nobody can stand that.
See that?
That's playing upon tables, man. So when you get your food, yeah, you eat what's set before you, but it say what? Eat it like a human being, man. Don't be eating like a dog, just tongue flicking everywhere, teeth showing. Come on, brother.
It's like a reverse 15.
Come on, we're gonna read verse 15. It says what? Be considerate of the other people at the table and treat them the way you want to be treated.
See that?
So you want to be considerate of everybody else that's at the table. If you want nobody smacking all in front of you and drooling or brother, you don't be like that. You about to say, King?
No, you got it. I was about to, you just got to be considerate, at the tables. You gotta have the proper etiquette. You can't just be a damn beast at the table, eating like a damn dog. That haven't ate in 3 days. And eat like a king, a princess.
What they say, have some class.
Yeah, have some class.
Some royalty, some dignity, man. We ain't saying you gotta be an Edomite and just, be all like Esau and, cut all that. We ain't saying you gotta go Esau. Stop thinking manners go back to being like a Edomite. All right. No, we come from royalty. Yes, brother, cut your steak, brother. All right. And, do your thing. Don't grab the steak and just flap it back and forth like this. And then you and take a hunch. It's not a cartoon, brother. It's not Tom and Jerry. All right. Keep reading. I'm go back to that real quick. It says what? Be considerate of the other people at the table and treat them the way you want to be treated. When you get your food, eat it like a human being. Don't smack and slurp. Nobody can stand that. And you dang sure don't want to lean over in the brother ear and you start smacking. And you drink your cup of yaya right in the side of his ear, right in the back of it. You don't do that, brother. And that drunkenness is how you losing your mind. It says, what? We keep reading. I just read on down real quick. It says, what is good manners to be the first to stop eating? It says stuffing yourself is offensive.
See that?
They going in, man.
It's like it too. That people do think, these things like good manners and dining etiquette comes from so-called white men. No. class and these things come from us. Hey, Esau, he was in a damn cave, you know, braying with the beast,
Go
howling at the moon.
yeah.
Wild man. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't he didn't even know how to wash up properly. If you Google right now how many times we supposed to wash up, hey, Esau, he gonna tell you 2 to 3 times a week, you know. So Esau, hey, his mind is bad. He don't know what's going on. So how can you, attribute and say these things go back to Esau when they go back to us? True royalty. You got to
True
keep.
royalty. Con. It says what? If there are many people present, don't try to be the first to be served. And that's just petty right there. That's just what do they call that? You don't have no home training.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they say. No home training. You push all brothers
Or
out the way.
humility.
No humility, no home training, and no rule over your spirit, no integrity. You push all the other brothers out the way. You move this way. And then you stand there like this. Me first, me first. Is that what you say? Me first. All right. It says what? A little bit is plenty for anyone with good manners. All right. Meaning what? You don't need a lot. A little gonna suffice a brother that got good manners and is well nurtured. How I read in the KJV. All right. It said little is sufficient for a man well nurtured, man. It says besides, you won't be short of breath when you go to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Brothers probably experienced that before. You didn't stuff yourself so much, your breathing is heavy. You look back, you just like a fat guy.
See that?
All right. It says people who eat too much get stomach aches and cannot sleep. Them stomach hurt. If you don't overeat, you can get a good night's sleep and wake up early the next morning feeling fine.
See that?
But if you do get, I don't know how with the clicky thing, whatever. But if you do get a stomach ache from eating too much, go off and vomit, and you will feel better. All right, that's plain. So you got feast etiquette, dinner table etiquette in the scriptures, whether it be yan, whether it be food, whether it be just simply how you conduct yourself. You'll be grabbing a handful of peas and then you slam it in the mashed potatoes and you put it in your mouth like this. We not cavemen, brother or sister. All right, because this go for the sisters too. Eve can't start acting unruly at the feast. All right, Eve be
Hell,
like Eve be like that too, even at home. Probably got dinner with her husband or whatever. She laugh a certain way. She say, "Oh, that was not cute. I don't know what I did." Eve
kind,
laughed too much. She say that's not cute.
it was this one Eve. I seen a video. This one Eve, she kind of scraping a plate, you know, making noises. Madness.
Turn into an animal, man. You know. But you got anything else you want to say, King? Because I know we didn't.
Well, Shabbat Shalom. We're gonna try to tune in to do another one, part two. Lord willing, continue this thing off because we didn't touch on the spiritual side of it. So we're gonna touch on that next time through the spirit power of Yahweh Bashmi Awashah.
Khan. Shabbat Shalom. Most definitely would like to give all praises, double honor, and glorification to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'Shem Mashiach, Mamadak Yahushua, Barakatayah, Barakatayah Shah. Lord willing, this was edifying for as far as we did get so far. But like the brother said, Lord willing, we can hop right back on this thing, after the mighty Shabbat and through the spiritual aspect of having feast etiquette as well. But nevertheless, Lord willing, brothers and sisters was edified through the spirit, and Lord willing, this sacrifice was acceptable in the eyes of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua.
Come.
And with that, shalom.
Shalom.